Hello guys, it's Spectacular here. So ARM has officially announced its new Cortex A78 architecture along with the extra performance Cortex X1 cores. And let me explain why it's a great news for Samsung and their Exynos team. You see, at this point you should be aware that Exynos processors are inferior when compared with Apple's A series Bionic and Qualcomm Snapdragon chipset. They are inferior both in CPU as well as GPU. Samsung has managed to keep this fact relatively hidden for some time now, but the Exynos 990 is the final straw that broke the camel's back. There's a generational gap in the performance of the Exynos 990 and its counterpart Snapdragon 865. To fix this, Samsung has partnered with AMD to bring their Radeon graphics to Exynos, which, by the leaked benchmarks that we saw a few weeks ago, managed to totally destroy Adreno 650 GPU found in Snapdragon 865. The AMD GPU outperformed the Adreno 650 by a factor of 3, which is, by the way, very huge. So judging by the numbers, we can safely say Samsung is going to address the issue we had with the GPU department of the Exynos. But what about the CPU department? After all, CPU is the most important part. Well, for that, Samsung has fired their Mongoose team in Austin, who was responsible for the custom M cores in Exynos chipset. These M cores were powerful, but their main problem with them was that they get so hot quickly, and as a result the device starts throttling, which then reduces the performance of the chip. So to address this, Samsung ditched these custom cores altogether and going forward will use ARM's stock cores. Now, Qualcomm also uses ARM stock cores but with a little modification. That modification, the custom in-house Cairo cores, where Qualcomm further optimizes the stock core to get a high performance. So that means with stock cores, Samsung is never going to beat Qualcomm in CPU department. Yes, they can beat them in the GPU with AMD, but in CPU with stock cores, it's not possible. But wait, before you get disappointed, let me break the great news. ARM also unveiled a brand new high-performance Cortex X1 core, along with Cortex A78. The A78 is 20% faster than the A77, but the Cortex X1 on the other hand is 30% faster than the A77. ARM made this Cortex X1 as a response to the further customized and optimized chip that you find in Apple's A series and Qualcomm Snapdragon chips. Qualcomm is not going to use Cortex X1 because they already have their custom Cairo cores. Similarly, Apple is not going to use it either. So that leaves Samsung's Exynos chip line, which will most likely use these high performance cores. That will help Exynos go toe-to-toe with Qualcomm in CPU department as well. By the way, Google is also dropping Snapdragon in favor of Exynos chips for Pixel phones next year, with Google's own Pixel visual core and Titan security silicon. So Pixel phones are also going to benefit from this new X1 core as well. So basically, it is indeed a great news for Samsung and as well as for all the consumer, because this will decrease the monopoly of Snapdragon, as it will create competition between these two companies, and competition is super important as it what breeds innovation and drives down the price of the new tech. Let me know what you think down in the comments below.